Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 22. Kshetra Kshetranya Vibhaga Yoga. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, Purusha, because of his association with Prakriti, enjoys or experiences the qualities of the Prakriti. Purusha's attachment to the qualities of this body is the cause of births in higher and lower wombs. That is what Bhagavan Krishna said in verse 21. Now verse 22. Ubadrittanumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmedi Chapyuktaha Degesmin Purusha Paraha. There are 7 words which are used in this verse. One is Ubadrishta. Second word is Anumanta. Third is Bharta. Fourth is Bhokta. Fifth word is Maheshwara. Sixth word is Paramatma. 7 Purusha. Each word has a different meaning, and beautiful interpretations have been given by both Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Swami Chinmayanandaji. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Ubadrishta means a seer who is very close. Drishta means seer. Upa means close. Upadrishta. He quotes Adi Shankara here, who says, whenever a ritual is performed, those days it will be yagas, rituals. Every day it may be, that is the work, chanting Vedas. So whenever a ritual is performed, there is an Yajamana. That is who is the main organizer, chief organizer, you can say, of the ritual. Then there will be Ritviks, that is priests, who perform the ritual. And then there will be one chief. He knows everything, top to bottom. Every minute thing he will know. No mistake can be committed in his presence. He is the chief. But he will not do anything. He will just sit and watch. And those people know that chief is watching. So they will perform it exactly. That chief remains close to the activity. Similarly, Adi Shankara says, Purusha is not active himself, but in his presence, all the activities of the physical body, mind and senses take place. The word Upa means Purusha is never far away. He is very close. That is the first meaning given for Upadrishta. The second meaning is, he is the innermost seer. All that is happening in this body, mind and intellect is seen by whom? He is the real seer, the innermost seer. That is the second meaning. The third meaning given for Upadrishta is the one who lights up the knower, the knowledge and the known. All the three gets lighted up because of the Upadrishta. He is the seer of everything. That is the 3 meanings given for Upadrishta. Then Anumanta. Anumanta means the one who permits. Whatever the mind does, good or bad, Purusha approves. No questions will be asked. He will straight away approve it. The second meaning for Anumanta is, while Purusha performs no action, it is as though an accomplice to all the activities of the body, mind and senses. Because without Purusha, none of them can be active. That is the second meaning given for Anumanta. The third meaning given by Adi Shankara is the one who supports all the activities of the body, mind and senses by lighting them up. Purusha never opposes anything and is a great permitter, free for all. If the mind is unhappy, he permits it to be unhappy. If the mind is happy, Purusha permits it to be happy. He never interferes in the other's affairs. non-interference. So, Anumanta. Three meanings given for Anumanta. Then Bharta. Bharta is the one who sustains. The body, mind, and senses are sustained by Purusha. It gives existence not only to the body but to the entire creation. So, Bharta. Bhokta means the one who finally enjoys everything. If ego is Bhokta, Purusha is the one who sustains the Bhokta. The second meaning given for Bhokta is the one who devours everything. All the activities and the entire world dissolves in deep sleep except Purusha. Purusha is still there. If Purusha is left, then the next day morning we will be buried or burnt according to the customs. Then Maheshwara. Maheshwara is the one who is limitless and is Ishvara. Purusha is the creator. In Vedas, the Purusha is called Paramatma. Then Purusha is the one who is obtained in the body. The conclusion is that being limitless, the self is one, even though it appears as many living organisms. We are all looking different, but the self is one. That is the conclusion. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says this. Exactly or slightly altering it, I have given it. I have not altered the main thing. Whatever he has said, I am saying it. Then Swami Chinmayananda. Swami Chinmayananda puts this in a different manner, completely altogether a different manner. He says, when the ego of a person is 100%, like he is behaving like Hiranyakashipu or a Hitler, then the divine nature of that person is completely veiled. In that person, not even one good quality you can see. In that case, the divine inside the body is a mere helpless onlooker. That is Upadrishta. Then he says, Swami Chinmayananda says, if the person reduces his ego by 20%, so he has a touch of God, divinity in him. He has but still he has 80% ego. 20% is only divinity. He is not totally forgetful of the self. That 20% divinity in that person starts expressing itself in some of his actions, at least in some of the actions. All the actions of that person in the outside world have got Lord's signature and acceptance. It adds a new glow to the activities of that person. At that time, one can say the Purusha permits him to do it. Hence, Anumanta. Then, when that person, he is having 60% ego, 40% he has of his ego, he has removed it. So 40% is divine nature, 60 is to 40. At that time, in all his actions, an unseen hand helps him out in all his works. His efforts and his success will not tally. If you compare his efforts and his success which he is attaining, that will not be tally. Generally, we say success is proportional to the efforts one puts in. For this person, 60 is to 40%. His success flows out of divine blessings. His success may look illogical because if you compare the effort and the success, success is more, effort is very less. This person is fully conscious of the self in him and works in a spirit of surrender. In that case, Purusha is Bharta. Then again he says, if that person works with only 40% ego, now ego has reduced to 40%, his divine nature has increased to 60%. Through such an individual, the Lord seems to be enjoying everything. He has reduced his ego by 60%. He works with entire dedication to the Lord. There Purusha becomes a Bhokta. This is what Chinmayananda says. Then, if a person works with only 20% ego, That is, 80% of his ego is washed away. He has completely eradicated 80% of ego. Then he becomes a Lord of Lords. He seems to have power even over the phenomenal forces. Hence, Purusha in him is called Maheshwara. Then he says, if that person even removes all the ego, that is, that 20% is also gone, then he becomes Paramatma. That is, he merges with the Supreme Self. That Supreme Self is the one who is there in the body as Purusha. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. I have a small this thing. I don't know whether this is correct or not. But I am, whatever thinking, I am also thinking. I am a student. I am entitled to think. So I am thinking in this way. Paramatma is the Supreme Self, who is also the Maheshwara. There is absolutely no doubt. Paramatma is the Supreme Self. Nobody can dispute, and he is the Maheshwara. Maha Ishvara. Without him, in the macrocosmic world, nothing can happen. He is the, we have already seen, he is the light behind all lights. Jodhishamabhitat Jodihi. He is the light behind all lights. We have seen that. All the eyes, legs, hands belong to him. Hence, since all the eyes are belonging to him, he sees the world through all the eyes. Hence, he is Upadrishta, closely watching every activity. Upadrishta, Maheshwara. He is Adamanta. Without his permission, nothing in this world can move. All the seasons, you take all the seasons, perfectly they are coming. The earth, planets, all move around the sun in a particular path, in a particular speed. Just question this. Why they are not moving in the opposite direction? Like the Isaac Newton question, why apple is falling this way only and not going up? Similarly, you question this. Why they are not moving in the opposite direction? Why they are moving in the same, in the direction in which they are permitted to move? Why they are not increasing the speed for millions of years? Why this year the total number of days can be 365? Next year, if it works very speed, Earth rotates very fast, then it can be 180 days. Like we drive our car or scooter. One time it is 100, one time it is 80, one time it is 20. Why it is not? It is same speed. Why? Who gave them permission to move in space? Without his permission, not even a leaf can move in this world. No action can take place in this universe without his permission. That Maheshwara is Hanumanta because he permits. Then Bharta. Already we have seen the meaning of this word in chapter 9, verse 18. That is chapter Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Sukrut. Already we have seen Gadir Bharta. He is the final end and he is the Bharta. Bharta is husband. My Bharta means the lady says, my husband. Those days, the husband earns a living and brings it home. The entire home is sustained because of the money he brings home. All the children. Those days it will be joint family. Everything is because of, depends upon the husband. If he dies, the sustenance of the family becomes extremely difficult those days. Now both the husband and wife are working. Maheshwara is the Bharta, the one who sustains the entire universe without expecting anything in return. He is Maheshwara. You may be a thug, you may be a saint, you may be a sinner. He provides food to all, starting from the insect to the glutton. So he is Bharta. Bhokta. A person who does all the actions, whoever is doing the action, he also enjoys the fruits of actions. That is the world. I do something, then tomorrow, whatever action I am performing, I am enjoying the fruit of that action. Since Maheshwara is the one who is behind all the actions, he must be the enjoyer of all those actions also. So, Bhokta. Maheshwara is the Supreme Self, and that's Paramatma. And that Supreme Self is the Self which resides in your heart. That is what the uh, Degesmin Purusha Paraha. In the Dega, he is obtained as a Purusha. If you take the individual human being and see the self in him, Purusha is the Ubadrishta. He is the seer. When you say, I see, now when I say he is a Purusha, you say, oh, I see. Who is he? Even if you have eyes, if Purusha is not there, how can you see? He is the subject in us. Hence, Ubadrishta. Hanumanta, by residing in the heart, he gives permission to all our activities and acts, good or bad, whatever we are performing. Without his permission, we cannot act. Without him, we will be a dead body. Bharta, the one who sustains this body, if he is not there, not even 1 second we can stand. That second, the moment he leaves, we will fall on the floor like a stick. Many videos are circulating that people, while dancing on the floor, suddenly they fall, or doing exercise in gym. Suddenly they fall like a stick. Why? Because Bharta has left, who was sustaining the body. He left. Bhokta. We have already seen that Purusha, because of his peculiar association with this body, physical body, assumes that he is the physical body and experiences the pleasure and pain. Maheshwara, since he is the one who is performing all the above, he must be Maheshwara. He is obtained in this body as Purusha. Degesmin Purusha Para. This is what I think. Again, verse 22. Ubadrittanumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwarah Paramatmeti chapyuktah Degesmin Purushah Parah. We will see next verse tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana